Hi, here we are again with our continued discussion on time boxing, a very important concept for your PMI-ACP exam preparation. And today's topic is what would you do if the time box expires and you have not finished what you were supposed to do in that time box. So let's continue with the discussion. If you are here for the first time and you have not watched our previous videos, let me introduce myself. I am Nidhi Kohli, the lead agilist with EduHubSpot, responsible for all Agile certifications including PMI-ACP, and I am here to support you in your preparation journey. And since this is a continued topic, you can watch our first video on what is the time box. The link is in the description. Not right now. You can continue with this topic and then go back and watch it. Okay? And let's start the topic. Let me give you the scenario. I am working. Okay, my friend calls me, my best friend, and she's like, Nidhi, wow, I have a very exciting news. And I'm like, okay, what is it? You know, I was getting a very exceptional deal, and I have booked both of us on a 5-day trip. And I'm like, wow, where is it? And she tells the name, and it is my dream place. And I'm like, ooh, that's the best thing you have done. I love you. And then all of a sudden, I ask her, what's the catch? I can hear some catch is there. And she's like, you know what? I was getting this steal deal because the trip starts tomorrow. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? How am I going to plan? So now we have a constraint that we have to finish the things with, everything, packing, thinking what to take, everything by tomorrow before our flight leaves. And we have to reach airport also. So we have to do some back calculations. That's the situation. We are girls, right? So at times, you want your dream vacation, you want to take your best dresses and of course you will be confused between should I take this or should I take that and things like that. And what would you do if your packing is not yet finished and if you don't leave in 5 minutes you will miss the flight. So your cab is down there. Most of the things are done. Maybe few things are left. You forgot your toothbrush or you are still confused about your dress. And what would you do? Would you miss the flight? No, right? No. So what would you do? You will take whatever, cab is there, 5 minutes, whatever you can put, you will put and you will go. And you might leave the things or you might take extra. Could happen, right? Okay, but extra is not part of agile or sprint, so we're not going to talk about it. Ignore that comment. And if it's me, I might, just leave it and I will say this is an opportunity for some shopping. So don't tell anyone. So we go, we take the flight and we are happy. How do you translate into an agile ceremony or an agile meeting? We will take example of sprint planning. So sprint planning is divided into two halves. The first half focused on the identification of sprint goal and identification of sprint backlog, and the second half is further planning of that backlog. So you are looking at user stories and decomposing them into tasks on how to execute those user stories in the upcoming sprint, right? So what would you do? Your time box has expired. You have not yet finished all the stories. What will you increase the time box? Will you schedule another meeting? Or will you just stop right then and there? And it is a hard time box. So you will not schedule another meeting. You will not extend the time box and you will just stop right then and there. What would happen to those user stories? Oh my God, I have not yet decomposed them into tasks. So, what would I do? How would I execute them? Well, it's taken care of day to day activities that the development team is doing, right? They can always look into it. Whosoever is working on it can decompose and talk about it. So, it is taken care of naturally. So, how do you start? Let's talk about that. When you enter into the second half of sprint planning, your focus is always on the first few days of work. Okay, you make sure that the work that the team has to start with, that is decomposed. Okay, and later activities, even if it is not decomposed, it can be taken care of as regular sprint execution. Okay, remember, you will not extend the meeting, you will not schedule another meeting, and we will just stop right there and then, because the scrum teams, they plan, they replan as needed on day to day basis. Okay, so here we are, and I've answered your question. And if you still have more queries, you can always write an email to me. My email address is nidhi.kohli@eduhubspot.com. Link is here, nidhi.kohli@eduhubspot.com, and I reply to each and every email that I receive. Okay, so do not worry, I'm here to support you. EduHubSpot is here to support you in your PMI-ACP exam preparation journey. Feel free to reach out. Happy studying.